Are you ready to start your own show? Look no further than Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV's unbeatable hosting packages. We have hosting packages for all your live streaming needs. Introducing our basic, standard, and premium plans designed to fit your show's unique needs. With our basic plan, you get hosting and streaming only to Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV platforms, technical support, and a full hour of captivating content. Choose our standard plan, and you'll not only enjoy everything in the basic plan, but also receive promotions on our Facebook page and the freedom to stream to your personal platform, Facebook or YouTube. Your show, your choice. And for those who demand the best, our premium plan offers all the benefits of the basic and standard plans, plus the ability to multi-stream to your preferred platforms. That's right, the spotlight's on you. But wait, there's more. Are you planning an unforgettable event? Our events package is your ticket to flawless live streaming. From weddings to conferences, we make every moment count. Ready to shine on Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV? Reach out to us today at zbtr2009@gmail.com for questions, inquiries, or to create a custom one-time show package. Remember, at Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV, your success is our mission. All fees are subject to periodic review and change, ensuring you always get the best value. So, what are you waiting for? Let's make your show a sensation only on Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV. Zambia Blog Talk Radio TV, where vision comes to life. Follow our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Zambia Blog Radio, or visit our website at www.zbtr2009.wixsite.com/ZBTR TV. Don't miss this opportunity to shine on ZBTR TV, where your vision comes to life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning from Dallas, Texas. Welcome to ZBTR TV. We do appreciate you joining us from wherever you're connecting us. Welcome to the show. Let somebody know that the show is on and we have an exciting discussion today. We are continuing our series on our discussion to do with mental illness. You can follow us on ZBTR TV on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, ZBTR TV, and we are also on X, which was formerly called Twitter. We all know that. Today, we have an exciting discussion. We are getting a testimony or a story from the side of a caregiver, somebody you all followed and listened to the show, which Mutinta Alan did with Trudy about her experience when she had a mental breakdown or mental illness or mental challenge. So we're going to get a perspective from a caregiver and what she went through and all the things that. Let me welcome my co-host here. Hello, sis. Hello,
Hello, my
sis.
brother. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you doing? How's
Um,
Florida?
Florida is good, hot, hot, but it is good. It is good.
It is good. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, good to have you back again. And we don't take you for granted. Thank you for the time that you take to do this and the commitment you've made to the many shows that we have done. Thank you.
You
Thank you.
are very welcome. It's my
Thank you.
honor. It's my
Thank
honor.
you. Thank you. Okay. We're waiting for Alan to come. He's going to join us. And joining us also from Lusaka, Zambia is Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice.
Hello, Pastor Sam.
How are you? How are you?
I'm excellent.
You are excellent.
How
All right.
about you?
I am doing fine. Like
Yes,
this dear
yes,
sister
I'm fine.
Mtita said, it's hot here in Dallas too. We've had a lot of rains, but it's we're getting there. We're used to the heat here, so we're going to be just fine and all that time. Now, to begin our discussion, this is what I want us to do. I'm going to play a clip from the show that Mutinta you did with Alan or Trudy,
Mhm.
and then we shall pick up the conversation from there because she raised some very important things which I would like you to address
Mhm.
before we bring in Trudy,
Mhm.
before we bring in Beatrice to talk about our experience and
Mhm.
what happened when she was caring for her sister. Let's all listen and watch this.
For me, no one realized because even myself, I didn't know that I had gone into deep depression and it was so severe. I lost land. Apparently, I was in Chavuma where I was raising money to go and build in Livingstone. Upon reaching Livingstone, I discovered that my land had been sold and I went into depression because at the time I couldn't take any pressure. It's like my mind got tired of going through things and one day I was just on the phone with a friend and I just felt electrocuted. I fell down, started crawling. Before I knew it, I started backing. And before I knew it, I was undressing. So there were no warnings. Although maybe they were there, I didn't notice them. So I just discovered that I had gotten mentally ill. Later, after I was even recovering, I was.
All right. Trudy raised some interesting points in that clip, but before you address some of the things or symptoms or behaviors that started showing or manifesting,
Mhm.
this is I want you to. What strides have we made as a community, as a people, as a nation, whatever word we can fill in the blanks. My question, Mutinta, is what strides have we made as far as mental health is concerned?
I think we are more informed. We are more informed. There is more to be learned, obviously, but with the help of search engines such as Google or you know MayoClinic.com, ClevelandClinic.com, these are higher clinics with the best of the best in the industry, and they write about these disorders in a language that is where there's no all the technical jargon is consumer ready. So there's a lot of information there. It's just a matter of seeking it. There's a downside to that too, because it's so watered down for lay people to consume. So it doesn't include everything. So to a provider, even though it's a detriment, we tell the patient, please, if you're paying me, let me do the job and break down the information. Don't listen too much to Dr. Google. But there's a place for Google, and it'll give information in places where there are no people like me. So people are more informed, and I think opening up that these things do happen. Social media, TikTok, YouTube, people are seeing other people in other parts of the world with similar disorders. Obviously, the stigma is a huge one that we're still fighting, but I think our minds are beginning to open. I think we are more informed.
We are more informed. What's the next step from a professional point of view? What should be the next step?
We act.
We act. Yeah.
We act.
Yeah, because and how does that action look like? Because you and I, me and Alan had a conversation. What day was that? Friday, Thursday?
Thursday.
And I like the way you came out. You see, I like the way you came out, where you said,
you can tell me on me, my brother. Okay.
I like the way you came out when you said, you know what, we have done enough talking. We
have done enough talking. At some point we have to act. Even though there's more to be taught and learned, some of it we can teach it with action. Let's show it. I'm one of those learners. You can tell me something sometimes until your face turns blue, but get me to doing it. Let me put my hands on it. Then I'm like, oh, I know how to do that. And I pick you on it. So let's get in there. Let's start, working, and let's teach along the way. Let's show it. I think we've talked enough, and we can still demonstrate with action. I think I was feeling a little bit like helpless. And I needed to talk to Trudy a little bit more. And as we were talking and we were video talking, and someone happened to be there whom she's been helping with her own money, who is
there you
homeless.
Go. Yeah, let's talk about that now. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah.
I look in the corner, I'm like, oh, who's that? Oh, her name, I've gotten permission to mention her name. So her name is Nicole, and told me the story. Very touching, very, very humble, young lady. And you could just see that the life was sucked out of her. And she sleeps at the terminus, and I'm just, I just couldn't comprehend that. Like, we see people homeless here, and just thinking that how homeless people sleeping at the terminus back home. And that's a young lady, and she's frail. And I was just talking to Trudy, like, we have to act. Like, I just felt the urge, like, we have to act. Like, what are we doing for her? Where is she going after this? And she was like, well, she spent a night here. And she's like, I found
at Trudy's place?
Yes, that she had spent a night there. I'm like, so, and she showed me in a corner, there's a mattress and her little fan. I'm like, how does she use the fan at the terminus? And I'm thinking June is coming and she's gonna go back to the terminus. I realized that I've always wanted to give. I've told you that I think this is a platform for me, like a doorway to actually do something. And I've had this grand idea, big land, put a foundation there where we can take these people. And she just said, I just found a house that I love. And
Nicole said that?
yes, I just found a house that I love. If I could afford it, it's just $500,
Kwacha.
Yes, and 500 kwacha, I'm sorry. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
500 kwacha and you love it? And she said, yes, it's big. It's 4 bedrooms. I'm like, is it far? And they say, no, it's close. I'm like, okay, show me and let's see what we can do. In my mind, I'm just thinking, forget the big farm and the dream that I want to do. I want to do it big for the people who I need. This person is in need today. She needs somewhere to sleep today.
Today.
So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter where the location is. She found a place and they went there and took a video, and it brought me down to earth.
Okay,
That I'm
let's do
overthinking.
this. Let's do this one more thing. Okay, we are going to be practical today.
Yes.
And like you said, when I said what strides have we made, we need to act. So everybody watching, I asked Mutinta to share the video with me about Nicole showing the house that she found. And the rent is only 500 kwacha. Okay. So the target is for us to raise a little money to pay a 1-year rent in advance. Just watch this. Just watch this.
So this is a place we had to come and take a video. This is the place. That's the garden that side. That's Nicole standing there. And this is a house. It's actually a main house. There's a 1 room this side and then 4 rooms. I don't know if it's 2 rooms on the other side. And this is Nicole. Open. So this is inside. It's a bit dark, but I'm sure you're able to see. So this is the first room from the entrance. This is the bigger room. It looks like a sitting room or something. So this is the bigger room. Then right here there's a corridor. It's dark here. You can't see. There's a room right here. Right here where Nicole is standing, there's a room. There are no windows this side and there's another door here. So this part you can't see. So there are 2 rooms here. One has a door. There's only 1 room with a door in the whole house. The rest don't have doors. So this is the place.
So for Nicole, that's a solution to a huge problem. Instead of her being at the bus terminus, she would rather be in that house.
Yes.
Okay, everybody watching, all we are asking for is just for you to support. We're going to talk about more about the foundation before the show ends. But for right now, all we just need, everybody watching, all we just need, Matilda, my sister Priska, and everybody watching, and those of you who are going to watch this show, the recorded show, all we need to do is just to raise rent for 1 year. Because if 2 months elapses for the rent they've paid for 2 months, she goes back to Interbus Terminus. And by the way, Mutinta, tell a little bit more about Nicole. She just found a job.
She did. So really, that's what, good sleep and feeling like, you have a home and a base and a support. And credit has to be given to Trudy and Trudy's sister, who has nurtured Nicole. She's done this before. She's your sister. She's, a sister's keeper.
Yeah.
Really. So she's been there and kind of helping her, get established and, moved her in. And she, with Trudy's help, made connections. and she has a job, and I think she'll be a secretary, and she starts this coming week. And that's the difference that we can make, and we can make it now. It doesn't have to be grand. I think that has been the big lesson that Trudy and Beatrice have taught me this last week. It doesn't have to be big. Like, we can come together and do something. And I realized that I could do something right now.
Excellent. Wow, thanks for sharing. So those of you who are watching, if you want to participate in this small project, just to give Nicole a startup, we just need to raise rent for 1 year so that she's guaranteed a place to stay and she can get herself going and get on her feet. And that's all we're looking for. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning. Sorry about that. I had some technical issues.
Okay. We need to start our conversation with Beatrice here. Yes. We played a video clip about some of the things that Trudy shared, that Trudy went through, and what she experienced. Beatrice, I want you to share with us what was, okay, she's dropped.
Yes, while she's gone, I think I wanted to add, so that is a 4-bedroomed house.
Okay.
And as we were speaking, there were 2 or 3 other ladies that could use the space. And we are working on bringing them in. And of course, we have to make sure that there's safety, like Pastor Allen mentioned. Everyone is at different stages, be it bipolar or schizophrenia. If they are still having some symptoms, aggression is part of, that disease sometimes. So making sure that they are safe and stable, but Beatrice actually has agreed to mentor and making sure that they are safe and start to integrate them and see if we can get to imparting them with skills and getting them back in the workforce, just like we've done with Nicole. And that is a bigger conversation, that I'm having with Trudy and Beatrice.
That's good. Let's do this. Trudy, since Beatrice is having technical issues, can we please have Beatrice move to the device that you're using so that we are able to carry this conversation? Trudy, did you hear me? Let's have Beatrice move to your device so that we can have a good conversation, because she keeps dropping. Whilst we're doing that, we're waiting for Beatrice to come back here so that we start this discussion on Anna. In that video clip, Mutinta, that I played, Trudy talked about getting electrocuted. She started backing and then eventually started undressing. What was all about? What was that all about? What leads to that?
Yes. So obviously that was a psychotic episode that she was beginning to have. So some of the characteristics of psychosis are hallucinations, whether it's auditory or visual. And that includes internal and external stimuli. You see how when you see someone like who's had psychosis, they are scratching, and you don't see the bags, but they are scratching, or they are talking to someone, or responding, boxing in the air. That is stimuli there. They could swear they're feeling something.
Okay. Interesting. Beatrice, welcome again. Hope this works out well. We would like you to share your experience caring for your sister, and we just want to walk through some steps. Okay. What was the first thing you noticed that made you realize that your sister Trudy wasn't the same person?
I am using Bemba.
It's okay.
Okay. Ikyalo kitali bwino. After I Livingstone, otwaire then kuli alekala ma issues ya plot ya bashitishe yakwe obo bane bali nabo abanangwe yebashire ntumina phone before tabala ntumina phone na mwene message iyo alembere kwali dream yona
through the walembere
na
message to you
mfana chota dream ya sona bati Joshua ashelemba message nali mushimikirepo dream yona alotere so aisalemba message yalembe aisabika musho narotere mu dream so aisala ndokweba ati iyi nshitatu wachure twaraikala bwino bati Joshua bakatufumya mu busha so nomba ku last kwa message kwali sabe fya Maria Magdalena fimbi fifiria so nomba naisa tondonga tanuka fya lembo so papitire tu kwati one day bashentumina phone nomba ta sister benu nabalwala nabalwala nishi atawe na kwati nabalubana so naisa sakamana shakwete transport shakwete kwa kufumia mpia again futhi baisa bantumina leno bamubika phone baisa mubika bamubikire pa phone kwati mufwe nisharebo sakwati nimbwa filia so naishia hamano yapwa na lubana kwa kwati mfumia mpia
Beatrice Trudy was in Livingstone imwe alikwisa
nali kuchawama
kulusaka
nalekera kuchawama kulusaka kuchawama
okay continue
so olo baishire ntumina nomba naisa umfu kwati 15 to feel serious olo naisa sakamana nachitashani olo Livingstone na kutalimpa chikote transport yakuya nambo kutondonga nomba naisa shani olo nishibanda chinarubana so ifo natumine transport kumwana natumine phone kumwana wanzi kukopa belt okweka nasamona cha umfu abantu bobe nabantu mina phone yachina abalwana so transport nshikuete efyantumine mpya naisa ipshabane banati nomba kuchaba shani chinaisoko basina chawo tumenife transport twala kwanisho kumuleta twala isana ifo natumine transport tinapitisho kulanda okay ifo natumine transport ifo bakwelele bus banje bachitwakwera natwima naambire okubalolera nalipa shop na chimbombe konkwate ko ya kwacha at least booking ya kufuma pano okuya ku intercity kuli efonale bomba kofe bashire tumachana tufika nacho fona ishire ya pali ba anti pali paneba nasana balondorera situation pali paneba na pa shop efu bashina chabi pa bashire shinjika twaisaya nvena na kazi na banti bambi twaisa fika pa intercity kuisarolesha tudi nishali chinja alemo ne kafe fimbi mishishe shali robana alifita so ifa makaya apuire na shandra na shirela ndafie wedi ya face na shono ko na shola ndo kwati mwelesa kairi ukusakamana kwanti kwali kwa tudi alishibi kwa abantu nga bamuna balambo kumuseka na shebe balesa na chimwelesa shirefo omuntu uli wonse amwishirwe mufise chinso chakwe fona foto wafikire pali alesa bailafia lera ndafia mwamuna babitse shani figo so foto washeta shani basanda trea kunganda na tawe funa booking motoka kwali kuchecho kona nali tontonka nyoka chingana akuya umutima fwanya chingana akuya thinga bampepelera alapola foto wale kuya kuchechi twaisa twasangire kuli faction y'abana na isa pa gate para basha na parking eni kuya mwingira mukati foto wa parking ne muri mumbi mo offense funa shita bamuwa past na balondorwira babashenja sukata we lero tede ya mapepo mukese koma unat kwata faction y'abana na chao bapasta mpepeleleni koferimbi kucha mfwa bwino atari kuisa ifo baishireisa baisa ba mpepelera ifo balanda cha mukese nankwe mairo ifo twaire kunganda twaya kunganda kudia ya before trafika kunganda motukeo twa booking ne yafishoke pakati twaisa ambo kuya kunganda kudia okuya twaisa fika pabana mona fyambo kushana kwadi kushano kona mona fina tawe situation ili bad taiwe fotwaire kunganda kudia twafika na bantu bamwe abache baba mami fotwaikire na babe na bamuletere twaikala kulia walelanda ngambo okulanda amya molunga nayi mapashi ukuma amaboko waleo mapashi ngao mazona ulesta no kumfu obubi kirelira no kulira tindu ifo twaliredde ode alera ndafye wakwikatirira alera ndafye so baneba bamwe baffe bayishireho nfa bayishireho isabere awo nena ali mfako kumukuchecho kuli walwere kwefyaso oko mukamutwale mailo kaifiri omutima nasakamana ndefo kubatyapole fo twayimine nshayishona kuchecho kwachini kuchecho kwa musangu shana pefyashani fo twayire kuli nishtwalire kulya nashiranga fyati nasangire kwacho munji ni mulongo chechi bali abamizimu filyaso fyo bayimbire fya aho mwanje wali wakwikatira fyo filyaso paka yashire fika pali yenu nabayimba batota filya baletota naye nalelanda baletota naye nalelanda aho shuwa kwali ukulanda so fyo baranja chao mara tukakwata overnight mukese nankwe nairo food naye namba kutondona chibimpya booking food maronka ifumya kwisa so ifo natireshani shumwa iti one foot nishinantumina phone kwata mairo babitsina muya kale nishishira afika nakulata mairo mukese kuli bapasta besu bale mifwaya nacho tukesanga nafuma nji kucha echikumbi so ifo nafumine twafumine kulya nokwisa yakunganda nandefina chao kulya kucha echinshaeko ile mpepe ile nishite minwe so mwacho wandika chero antumine phone achao mwise kuno kucha echi bapasta bale milolero ifo twaile kulya kuli bapasta ifo bambiri okumupepera aho balipepera amawazi ayengi obapepera amba nokubatuka alande fyaso aho alikwali shokulanda ife bamupepera palasi bapasta bashendo kwacha mwe omuntu ali ku hospital baye fimulenda talelala baye bamulase kwenyereti ifo mwacho wanja booking ine motoka twasaya pa clinic nipa ina matontonka nyanja alikuwa chimbia bala mnasafe nyereti ngalale kodeni tuwele kunganda bashiranda chao mfai booking mwala kuchaina so ine natontonka nyakuchaina mwa abantu balando kwati muntu nga kuchaina mu mtingambo kuno akaba wesala bechipuba so emano nakwete yadi so foto efyo bamulashire nyereti kwena kwera kwali kuruisha tudyale kwata makaya kwati pakumwikata mufire mwakosa aho mwandiko ali kwikata abantu kachingani bange fe bamulashire nyere chala tapapi tena akashitafuti abo kabare kushachala n'obwalo na chawo tanobwalo efo batumini baletere ambulance ubushiku ande ushechungulo yanshi transport akula banjira chi ufai transport na satu na bapasta bande bona ne pepako kuchawama bali ukutali so basanda chana laisa
apo pene so apo la Beatrice imini neni apo pene Mutinta why did Trudy wake up Beatrice how long did she sleep can you remember
papti ma second finot na ma minutes ama second
so umutita wabombere
alisala ala fefili alala buno patra papti fya kashitafuti abuka
why that's a question I want to throw to Mutinta why what was going on
it's a good question and the answer is very scientific. So really when you have a psychotic episode there is excessive dopamine neurotransmitter.
Wow.
It's a chemical. We have a lot of them, but there are a few that are predominant. Serotonin, that's sleep and feel happy. And dopamine is awake, active, run, clean, learn. That's executive functioning. That's dopamine. So in schizophrenia or psychotic disorders, there's excessive, there's dysregulation and it just shoots up. So if dopamine wakes you up, it will suppress melatonin. Melatonin is the sleep hormone, right? From the pineal gland in the brain.
Yeah.
So at night, melatonin is up. That's the circadian rhythm. During the day, dopamine is up. But in a psychotic episode, the dopamine is so excessive. The glutamate, which is an excitatory neurotransmitter, is up too. So there is excitement, there is strength. That's why they couldn't,
they couldn't hold her.
Yes.
Why did the medical practitioner or whatever clinic where they went, why did they ask the question, does she drink beer?
That I was thinking that good catch. Because at some point when you are withdrawing from alcohol, there is extra strength. That's when they are most violent. So within a certain period of time, I can anticipate what someone who's withdrawing from alcohol will be. They have this supernatural kind of strength. And in the hospitals, when I worked in the hospital, bedside nursing, we would have restraints on standby. If they are sleeping, when they wake up, sometimes they'll be in restraint so that they don't hurt anybody. So that was a good question that they asked. It was to assess if they were withdrawing from alcohol or they were having just a psychotic episode. Alcohol can cause psychosis.
Oh, wow. Okay, Alan, you saw my message, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Back to Beatrice.
Yeah. So, Beatrice, one of the things, so you said you called to church and they prayed, but what other support did you get as far as ku church? And then Pakistan says, okay, twala chita focus ku church nangu tuchite focus ku chipatala. What was your mindset? And I'm asking because Nadishwa forever pente emo to but where was your mindset?
Mindset yanje okay amane ali sana ku church naisho kwati kai fyale muneka kwati fyakuloweka kwati fyakufuna bamulo wafiya so so amano yali ku church oko yali sana tinga bamupeperera alapula ndaibushana time imokai kulabako nga mwa hospital kulia before that your question mwanjipsha twasa twafika po hospital nishitwafuma pa clinic pala batwala ku Chainama akachero kwali bakwa manesi beta matraining bamo balenjipsha kwa chali shani fija nishituli kulia nabanji tati seni mumumone nishina bamukomina following day after twaya ku Chainama basa njipshapo chambile shana chitako explain filia so kai balenjipsha ma question bambi bapala pena manasi bali sanja ko kwa chamka shekulimbi fyaba mwamtora ko kuchaichi filia so na chao kona fumine mailo so in after twayanomba ku Chainama twaisaya kulia ku Chainama twaikala naisa na kuli ba pastor banji twalele kuli ba pastor banjo nali kwa kale kunganda kushikubali saa 3 wagwere so mliamo hospital twaikeremo 3 days inamba 4 afuma baisa tupere omuti batupere omuti nshiulia batupere koya achani kwali bauli omuti ati omuti kuli omuti ati koya temu emuti bamupere after nishitwafumine kulia if twaile kunganda
balandira ati muti kumwafa munshilanje
tabachitire explain balanjire fati mule mupere omuti everyday alenwa tabanjire fati twasendere fe oli omuti twamba okumupera so alisa chitashani aisa aya sister wanje asala ndaja lekeni chitashani basende ko lishibali aba muletere nomba nishina alenwa kamu ichungulo so sister wanje fyatishani aisa amusenda kwatilekeni njikaleko nabo since babako bwino apa myafweko efyaile ikala baikelefe kwati 1 week alile ko kunwa omuti ulya bantumina phone ata kuno nafibuka futi seni mubasende baisha ntumina face ata omuti ulya nabaleko kunwa twamuna kwate ulelenge shanga banwa fileba west filia so fast ati natuleka nacho so if batileshani papitefe kwati 1 week nama days fyaisa futi ifo bantumina ata seni mumusende nishininde akuchechi fona nata ndeya kuchechi ndeya mukupepa kanshi musunge kwati wensha kwanishe babiti muni mukwanisha seni mumusende efo naile na ya musenda na bwera na nkufuti kunganda efo fyayambire futi again ikwale wokushupana mwe
so mutita wabombe
kushupana munganda imbali atoba fili fyonse fenga walandako takuli kulandako nishimwalalaka nga napyanga filia so na weekend sapato tashiri straight shirishaikala sharp sana filia so ala isa shironge shibe straight ni shashauta bafya kufala fyakwe tetimbika pwe fya kufala fyandi one tarefa okumona phone light nalyaka mwala alaka mwalamba okulwa twali bafye okudonsa ng'abuuka kuya lubiro alebutuka kwaleba okubutuka awo mwanzi so mwasanga fati abantu balenga fafiriaso ng'abutuka abantu bangafwa kumupepeka okwakitumukakirireko firiaso yesa atuusheko uyo okwasanga efintu fyabene olwo n'abatandika firiaso alabula alamba okufiposa so abene walamufa bafulwa tinishita ekimumukakirire ku ng'anda oyo lipireni fi so walafu empia firiaso wabapera wabalipira wafuma so palya fyashita futi fyabawesi naisa abwera futi ku chechi kulya semu kulya kuno ku chechi nabwerere ubushiku na ile nasanga kwali amapepo nishinafikiramo naisa natawo bapasta nabwera nalishira futi kuno nasangireko bapasta abanunu uyu muntu uyu fyakiramo so efe bashana tanishi nambo kubalondolwera ata derotede amapepo ala tuchita disturb natukwata program yindi nomba nasakamla natawo kerekeni alale kofe muno kung'anda shakwanishe ngalalako muchechi ngaikala kumuchechi ndamuna kwatalo mfwako bwino atawo mukese mailo lwapo nishinawira nomba nishinafumine mulya twashenda fe pano no aisa ikaratine shaye kung'anda muleya mweka nashtrude shwana wira mona nalaenda shaniro
shikweteyo nepakati kamusebo hapo
pakati pamayanda nishtorefuna kuchechi twalaenda shani ine babiti kumya fe chishinga kabiyeni mweka nekung'anda shire yako nanaka nalaikala fe pano peni aho twamnambo okupapatira tulyashupa na fe soilaki aba mchechi munyamune ba praise baisa bafuma batusanga pala nishi nasambo okulondola nachawo nachimuleta kuchechi ati bamupepereko bapasta nomba banje bati mailo tete ala bachita disturb efo basakamena tanomba nabwira mwalaenda shani namkwata transport natawe nkwete fe ya bus nomba inoshita oro efyaliso fyo basonkere impia yo basonkere keta yakwenesana neyo alefu a taxi so fyo bampapatira tawo batwale kofe kung'anda nawira so efo twakwerere taxi naye nanishikulia ku side kwelya kumya squad kwanyini shitabalabika tamaki artificial pakati pamsewa tawo shakwanisha okuyoko so Patrice mwaenda kumwalambo kuyamweka efo twambire okuyanishibushi kunde afa truditsi ndem nyengera kofiya so awshu if yakoneke mulimo shop futi otabaiseri wangu na atindero mbako ameshefu yaikira tikabia nina kulaisha nabo nalamisanga natawo nabwira tawasheko kung'anda tiye kuno kwanyu dolo waishireko aho nalamisanga so bambo kunjipfya muri fish nambo kubarondwe baisa mpera ko mutina pana dwatali mutu welimbi ule kalipa sana efo namunyengera twaisa twaya twambo kuya twafika pang'anda efu twaingire mu ng'anda muli aho mwandi eko yali twaisamba futi kushupa naye ambo kulanda ni mwe balelengesha ni life yandi mwamuna nemwine ifonali nemwine nali fye bwino fye munene omona apita ambo kulondolo life yale pita mu mubwaiche ambo kulondolola mu mando omunaikala abantu bambo fyafi fifine sonde chula fi nali bombesha shani ambo kulanda landa fye fingalanda twanamunyengera ayingira mu ng'anda naisala ko do yoshitani shina twasharafe babiri twalekala ko nakaze numbya isaya twasasharafe babiri naisa koma ku ng'anda twalala lelanda fyo obushikwarelanda fyo kuchiwamukalipirako awshu following then alisabwera kulya kwine ku church nabwera omutima wali fyo kulya kwine ku church fona bwerere awali shupa but ngana donse ntambo na chitashani autukiroku afimbule fintu ayapa madrums ambo kulisha pale bampepeka bachitashani fira soma pepo fe yaishi twapepere fe service yapwa twapepa twafumine fe fya bachacho nalefasha fati ba pasta bene fe bachecho bampeperere tafya chitike fi so paka following the futa ofyaisa fya kosa ofyalikosa
kung'anda
kwali kupepeka ni kung'anda nomba kwali ukupepeka abantu amwanji twaisaya ku church twalire ku church kumbi futi umbya isaisa imwe ba pastor besu barapepera omuntu umule muchusha tieni shanshani fia so twambire okwamba okwenda atubutukako aisaingira na mushop mumbi mutakwali kutina chef cafe kuntambo ya malaiti kwati aisusule so urubiro efe baire shimya pa main suite pare efe bashimishe kumusenda mu motoka mulya bamukakira bamuposa mulya ekumutwala ku chechi nakweno awo bali pepa bapepa balanda uyu muntu ndemu mona panshi shani balanda fingi uyu muntu apita mufia so shani balanda fe fingi pepa bali pepa fe sana mawazi pepa acha unomba pasta kwa chabwera mukaili ale chitanga fyaingira filia so fyafuma kwa chabako munomo fe panono filia so awula twambo okuisa bambo okumuipisha bambi panganda nishi watibe pusheni yabo ambo okunsonta babene abo ewe shi life yandi abantu balendolesha
Beatrice, before your stage ngama aba mu family ambi abachirukwa pale omwaibele kwa balita okwafwa. What was the response and who was the first one that you told? Because when untumo fiance fiomale pitamo fumalondolola, what help did you have?
Ku family okay nalanda soli pali mu face ku family abalengo fa in case chibangu fa byali pitatu ailanchanya engasambirira nalanda chika family yesu chinabepo ufiteti ndande takwabo kwikatana imifyaliro ya ku family kumyeso efo twaisanga nchina muntu nabanina iliashita kwa truji na bali ishiba bonse bali kwa time imo bale fo kwa chibanga fwe baisansanga tina isa ya kuchechi kumbi nomba bale fo kuli kuchechi ko bale fo kwa batindeya nata kuno kuchechi ko tuli first tupuishe kuno so before that tulafuna kula kuno kuchechi bali monika kwa chitashani bafulwa twachita fo kwa tuye kuchechi kuna cha olekani tupuisha kaidi tetinje okuno kumfire na yako ku first nga twapuishe ideni ro nchisenji soko so ila ini yasa itakwati yale tako ubwafya bonse fu baranje fya chawara shibe fya kuchita weka although okay kwale babale ilishanya bambi nale mfwafe mu bantu yarande fya so na tilishe fyo kulodesha pagumi wa mwaiche wantu kwatingana na nenga na afikonkelesha filia nala mfwe chifukushina la muleka okay na kalera kale okay kuikala kwesu kufuma kwa bwaiche family yeso ifo yaba ni uyu na umwana nabanina help wingi takuba sana filia so although okay no stafyali pwa twalite mwana tule kala figu ino but pasta ya kwa trudy netimbe pe yali nkosera yali sankosera sana uwafirisho bwandi bwalefuma ku bantu amakada ebalenga fu abasonkere mpia nale sangwa chikweteo ku bantu ebalenga fu kwale bakobamo family bala kutumina ko phone alishani bala kwachoka na chibekata bala kutumina ko phone lomo alaisa ko fiafinesa kumone ndefsha one day twalisa ko hospital kaitwali yako elingi futi twalisa ko hospital nalisa kwata amaliro y'abakaze nali amusha ku hospital nishinamushire ku hospital ali kala 3 days inena ali kumaliro kuli bakaze bali fuire amaliro bakaze ni abantemino kuli badadi bali abantemino sana so nalisa firo kwe bati nje mbone Trudy na mtolefe ku hospital namusha nalisa akumaliro kanshi kuli ali fuma mu hospital aikere fimu ya muneta kwali wakuyako okwacha ya mumone holwa mufumi ali aikala 5 days to 6 days ali fimu ya mwine mu hospital so ifo naishire ya kunganda na mbo kuipekanya na shirefe bashika fyamaliro na bwera na kunganda na tao ni kwa tomwe nali msha hospital first nje mumone ifo na ile kunganda na samba na isa nafikire fye banasifambona mwaisa mkuna na jina samkuna Trudy ata ero mule sana tao nalikweta amaliro so ifo bamwitire Trudy isa nishinamwera munomu ati isambona mfabona my sisters come aisambutukira ampera agi ifo banango balanda muri amwina ata eba sister bobe wareba nomba imwe mwali kwiso omuntu kali afumine mule muleka fyo munene na tao nali kumaliro ifo banditire mukati muri abasanjita bambo kumjisha ama question bambo kundondolera babulwere bwako ifo bayishire kinyo baisa kulondolola basambo kumuyi kunjipusha first ama question chitika nefyo alwala naisa balondolera balenje bati balenje bati tamposa kwa mano kumupero omuti nasanda nate omuti wakupatikisha limwala kana chifire nchitobu bifi kaili trudi kuikala twaikire kai after na kuliana ali kuchawama kona ali bombea na saluni na saa kuka na yakunyu place kona ali kwali akayando kutwakulire kona aisha fikira trudi so business ili analetira kulia kuchawama na refu mafe kulia komboni kuya kuchawama so kulia kuchawama oko na business yasa itakuwa chiambo kunkosera mbone trudi nde yana kushop nishtwafumire muri ya hospital batuchinjye omuti batuchinjisha omuti wali wa number 2 nomba efe batuchinjisha omuti twabwera mu kunganda futa again twaisa ikala ambo kunwa futa tawo ififi muti fifa bit futa mori ambo kutasha nare murosha mori yasa tasha ya fimba umubiri wonse wasa wa fimba ambo kumoneka chikuba filia so amalenda arefuma utulo waisa ambo kukolwa sana arela lama wazaengi pamuti obamperi so ukumusha futi kwachi umushe futi no mumona yale bakufilia ndeba wared so nombaba ngani omuti nisharara na sambo kuya nambo kwa baneba na cha mule mumona ko nishariko mnomo filia so na shop kudia
so
fiale shali mufyabu
oyo muti ba mipere arera nshite ikalamba
ali sambo kulala sana
yo mulela
ndambo fimba then ya malenda refuma.
Okay, right
then
there. I
wiki.
want Mutinta to come in right there. What's happening here, Mutinta?
Yeah.
It sounds like she has antipsychotic medication side effects.
Okay.
So it sounds like tardive dyskinesia, where it affects movement. And because she's overly sedated, some of them are you can tranquilize a horse, honestly. Listen, like Seroquel, which is Queshep, and obviously they have different names for some of them. There's
sounds like very strong medication.
Very strong medication, and unfortunately, in third world countries, they still use what we call first generation hardcore antipsychotics, and the second generations that are supposed to be better, and those are the ones that we use mostly here. We still use the first generation, but I'll tell you that you cannot give Clozaril or one of those heavy hitters without consistently checking for blood draws to make sure that the blood work is not compromised and they don't end up having those side effects. You can't give them over here without a REM certification. So there are measures, but back home, they cause serious side effects, drooling, the neck being stuck on one side, sometimes tremors, having Parkinson-like diseases where the movements are shuffled, but because they are seated most of the time, they're inactive, they start to retain fluids on the legs. So therefore, the swelling of the feet, because there's mobility as well.
Yeah.
Okay. We two more questions for Beatrice, and we're going to wind up because we need to talk about Awesome Minds Foundation. As a result of this series, starting with Trudy and the shows that we have done, everybody watching, those of you who were there at the beginning of the show, I asked Mutinta a question. I said, what strides have we made? And she said, we have learned a lot, knowledge. We have a lot of knowledge. It's time to act. We have a point of action where we want to give everybody an opportunity to participate. I'm going to share with everybody all the friends, the companies, the organizations that I called during the week who are willing to participate in this project. Beatrice, question, when did you begin to see change? When did the breakthrough? Let's use a Pentecostal terminology.
Breakthrough.
I Clotilda.
Okay, they came to the shop on Achpera.
Yeah.
After Kuriako shop nari amkubombera nari fuma kuria kunganda chare nkosera. So kwali bamo ba member ba church ku Jesus kuri bakalekeresha baisaranda chao mlete kuno kumapepo twakula mpepera twakupera 14 kwati ni 14 days. So twakula kwa afwako akulaikala mchechi so lati naule kwata kweshita ya kushitashani ya kubomba kandi asambo kwambo kushupikwa impia ya kwati kubomfya kulira mufilia so so ifona lechitanga twafuma kung'anda twakwera nayamusha mchechi nayamukubombako ichungulo nayamusenda bapepa fyafine fyofine every day ngashikwate transport bampera kulya kwine ku Jesus balisangafwa bampera twana following day fyafine but pakwenda fye yaleve enkondo but timo pakufuma kung'anda okukwera mu bus kai twaleve fya bus yaleva fye kuikatirira kuchita so lesanga tirimbi umuntu alelya chakulya la sompola apoka alya ule mfwenson filia so wafika pakabadi msungire 14 days aisaba abako kwati before taira po 14 days kwali day imwe ashupire sana nishikulya kwine kuchechi ali shupa na after na msenda shirefa kumsenda ndefu afembwerere kulya kwine aho yali kosa pakabwaira yasafika kwa 23 atubuduka nokutubuduka naumbi umunanji wakulya kwine mwaiche wantemenweko kuchawama efyanshinjike twamukumufwaya paka twasasango kwati nawera kulya kwine ku Jesus the king achao ndelolera bali bamami abansunga kwali abo basista babalepyanga mcheche bale msunga ibona arara na bwero kung'anda shire so ishitefo yapule paka futwaikere para pene kwa ino mwana we skulu ale stada mulya fyaingi ole stada ambo kumwipusha lemwipusha ma question limotale ufika ati nalo alanga tauposele kwa mano wale bakwati aliko mnomo wala munakwati muntu sana pakefo baishire na tawa lero lera imoyo achatuji wakano kuya kung'anda che ndelala na imo ifona bwelele na lera la mshopu emona lele pakabwaira kachero bwacha nabuka nambo okubomba muni mshopu muna lele bombera akachero na mwene fye bantu mina phone bamutuma ta muchiteniko blow kumutwe pakwachesa pepe fona blow nyeni chitale mfano kumbona asendre na bible bamupere asompula mwikatako efyasendre efyaire kulya nafafu chibantu mina phone ata truji tatumumwene na isoko na chao pali mpasande na chao teshireko efo bambire okumufwata bamumwene kanshi naye kala kulya kwikala mabusa zikulya ekwaikere naye na ilinganya bwino so efo bashentu mina phone chawe baseka twachafa tuji tomfwa ekere kuma pastors kulya kwekere na bible yako efo bafiri bakwama pepo yalya pakwisa basana tababiti seni mumusende ashtakwa chanshupa kwalenya ntamu menshi ale umfo kukaba kumolu songa nishinfla fya ila ashtakwa tirero kako ngaenda amulu ayabika mu menshi ngaende fanda chalimbi black takwete abana bakwale sefu baile mushira bashita banana bamushira na drink amakema pa bashita drink bashita na finofuma bampe na transport mala bonfi yako ipa kwenda na mero mukamulete efo twainwike chungulo twaile twasangile fuchi pamipanga ndapade mfika kwa chipade amapepo ako oneka chine kung'anda kunye nushire yako na yapa mapepo hapo na chawe tubade uko kuri chirinji namubepa nali mubepira chikuri chirinji uko walapo nina muchirinji chirinji chikuisa mulembepo ufi kai nale muna kwa chirinji amano na apulika fe kanshiri moyale bwela fya so tapali chirinji hapa ndepita ndi namnyengere foto amiri okuyanshini kwata makoini muminwe ndinomba yale sunka nale pange echongu fya so efya fuliro mulenji shine mwambo okundisha mulefa mulenji anga shine efya shirenji katafira so kaidi momwale bakwaka mwenso fili amakale kwata na tawe na aleka makoini alefuna chileshani na abika mtumba mwiranja ngashaba bito muleke efe mulechi tanera ekiri mushimye shirefwaye efo twamiri okuya twafika kung'anda kuti twalala following day abwera ko munomo twasaya iyo nomba yali last day efe bamupepera tawe inomba yapwa deliverance kupe patrude apawa chitashani wabafya bwino efyabwerereko nomu efo twaile twaisana kushop kai shop yaisaba kwati yawa business yalwana kwaisaba shop iyali rent kujya kumyesu umwira yaisala ndata babit since munefo kufuma kuya business yawa nimbona shop kuya twakulabira twekale bonse mu shop efo twakukire twafuma kuchawa ama twakukira mu shop mulya omo twaingire nomba mara tayari bwino batano okubira yale bomba fyo twamba okubomba fyaisamba okwisa again fyaisa nishapwalireko omuti tanwa twapostera fyamano kumapepo efo fyaishire futi again fyaisa omwandi epo fyalumene palya fyaluvana kwarewo kushana pali mupepi na banga ambo okushana palya amwandi efo twaishire bwera nombeya lasti
apo nishachiri aleno omuti nangu nishinaleka omuti
alisaleka futi ifefya kwati mulemu pachikisha aleka ageni aisaleka aisachita kwati alekako efo twaila tawe omuti unshire umfa bwino ine mwanjini kuleta ulenchite efisuma fo twabwerere futi ku hospital yode ali serious yode nomba eyo atobere fintu mung'anda naimba aimbaula mung'anda katamu ali flu aimbaula naimba natobe fintu shalere mung'anda yode nalere kuri banepa na tawe ini situation ilero namuna kwati yachiramo nailera ala kuri banepa nashaita bamo bachamani baishireisa nataiseni mumukakirireko baisa after baisa ndata uyu muntu mutuntu kayale echinja alifya bune muntu twingakakirira oyumo mwalishimo mutunga mwamukakirira blood tayakulaenda natimwe tale umfa bwino oyu ineshara muno mung'anda tawo ero ashibambo okumuchita interview ati bepusheni yabo mubepusha bamwa ebeshiwe ebe fyo banchitala so bandolesha satawo teshtushe twakakira uyu muntu efo twatsileshani akachero fyo vanairebeta aho vaishesanga mung'anda aho vaisa ufuse nchinato befintu ata kashwalera ndai akachero ife vafaire motoka ekuntora kucheya ina mefutwaire fyo vaire fona kwena vadokta twali kweva ona tawo teino mwine ndamupatikisha alakana umuti uyu wale mufimbi shamulu shanifira sona londulu efo vaishanda tawo kuno efo kwava nga wamuno omuti tauli bwino tulachinja omuti tulapera omuti efo vaishire vamupera nomba vamuchinja omutata uyu muti twamupera nochukuleka okuno ngaleka okunwa firesa nga fyaisa firava wesi and for sure nga fyaisa fyaleisa wesi efo twabwerere kulya twaisaisa na kung'anda efyavere fe munomo fye bwino amba nokwanda ta nkushopu uku takulina nikani business twalakuka babiti tukaya kulya kutamaki eko tukaya so but tuno ale muneka ko
sorry, just happen. Mutinta, when you were explaining, I think it was on Thursday, you talked about the scar that formed. And that's why I asked whether she stopped medication. Now, the next episode that you have, what happens scientifically? Because when you're taking medicine, then you stop. Because it looks like it then gets worse.
Absolutely. Yes. So even the first psychotic episode, there's a lesion on the brain. And you can actually see it on the scan. And the moment she stops taking the medication, she has another psychotic brain, that lesion gets bigger. And the more she has psychotic episodes, the more difficult for the neurons to heal. We know the neurons take the longest to heal in our bodies. We used to think they don't heal, but they take forever. And sometimes they don't heal completely. So the more relapses that she's having, she's gonna have to be on medication for a long time. So it doesn't surprise me when she tells me that it took a long time for her to stop feeling the symptoms because she had multiple episodes. Because I was counting when she was, fairly hours, and then she stopped, and so she was having psychotic break after psychotic break after psychotic break. So
So remember, it's like the first time wakwata psychotic break pawe chilonda wamboku nomuti chawaka chaikala kongo waisaleka waisakwata na imbi break chakulira kwe chilonda na nga mutu wema tumukofu ska ile kulira kofe the more episodes. So the best thing to do is nga watampo muti stay on it so that the relapse, because every time wakwate a new episode chilonda chile kulira ko damage ile kulira ko.
Absolutely.
Now, the other thing I want you to address here is this issue of medication. The person stops, they continue. It's a difficult situation. What's the best way to, do you ensure they take the medication? How do you deal with this? Because it hinges a lot on the continuity of the medication.
Yes. So, excuse me. Generic schizophrenia, there's no cure. So that is something that we have to come to terms. Trudy's, I think she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which can be caused by trauma. Hers, came from trauma, multiple, throughout her life. And the stress that she was going through, she went through the stress of losing the land. With that, it was really, really vital for her to have found a medication that works for her. That's the number one thing you have to do. Those medications have serious side effects, but we have to continue working and following up with the patient and the caregiver. But Beatrice is so vital because she has, she's oriented. Trudy wasn't. She had altered reality. So we do need someone who's oriented to give us feedback of what is going on. Her feet were swelling. What's causing her to have her feet swell? Those medications can change your metabolic panel or have high blood pressure, diabetes, hypothyroidism. God knows. She probably was hypertensive at that point. But finding the right medication for her, staying on that medication so that that lesion doesn't continue to expand. And she has a 70% chance of never having a psychotic break ever again in her life if we take the right steps in the very beginning.
Okay, we need to conclude this. Beatrice, we shall get a chance to meet Trudy here for those who haven't met her or never listened to this show. What I want you to respond to this. I know we can give you 5 hours to tell the story. We do not have the time.
Yes.
Please, I want you to respond to this question. What did this experience with your sister, what did it do to your life, number one, and to your relationship between the two of you?
If you're at the life, Mandy, experience you na sangire pari Trudy. Experience na sangire pari Trudy, okay? Kukosa nali wakosa. Then nga nalire kati kumulekerera, I think Trudy ngatabapo. Pantunga aya ale yanga butuko olubiro awo mwanji tekimumuyika tekyakwatikwalira ffe okupunda so that abayingira okubanga fwako twamuyikata awerera nga nali kita give up okweba ati ninake Trudy nga taapola kulingana na situation efuna imwene nga taapole nali wakucekinga enshitayiri yonse Trudy nali mucekinga ifyabukire even longa bamupeera omuti nale checkinga kwenda kwakwe fire titika talenda bwino nale kontolola omuti nga tawuli bwino nga twako hospital nale londolola so that banjeba okweba ati uyu muti mufire mwachinja bakweba ati aba bwino then kintu kyashire nkosera sana cha umuntu buli obulole bwakwa Trudy buntu bwakwa kimuntu kuchayande fifyonse lishantungi anje byachi ndindoshi alendo waira story yafumye kuri ba pastor bamwe beracha bakalamba obobe ebakulowa ebakuchita so batire professor ndachisampira kuna 3 days aisampira ko 3 days nanipeperera mwara mona muri 3 days fika chitika kuri mo nishine shaye shachari yana kuri ba prophet bali mwe kwacha bakalamba obobe bale kulowa short shalondore fingi kaina la ishtayarapo naina nalisambirapo chimo amapastors nabe nabafuire baleposa kwa mano okulanda efintu efolesa abasoseshe nochi okulalanda fo kwati mufwaye member limbi mulefu ati mufwaye member kwati mufure mwafu abantu nochi okupatula olupwa then echo ningalanda kukukoseresha abantu bafuire abakwata amalwere yaso tabafuire okuchita give up bafuire fyo okukosa pantu lyo omuntu mwashiwa kyabengi ababa inoshitalo nasambira bali abantu abengi abalubana balirira sometimes bafyashi abalengesha bachirupwa mlandi wako baleka fata chali lwala chali pena tapale fo chikachita bambika ibala luzinga ilya kwa tata akabyo mutuntulu mwamunaka akabafe chipuba batine nalele balesa na cha one day uyakabafe mutuntulu akabafe
amen that's right.
Never
gave up on her.
I remember one day I ilekwa Apollo kutali kufuma ku myeso nanfulira fya amasoja bantu minafoni shichungulo atiwa kuli umuntu lotalera banamba yanze kuli umuntu kuno kushina lako ni bit ni trude sawo musende so ndepusha abantu atimwe kwisa kwa pola tieni kuno kutali ukaemairo kuchiwafiramu na kwerera akachero andikwali ukutali taturafikana mpaka tikumona trude ale isana katama akina kabagi naisa imika
so aileshani kwa Apollo she walked from
infafya kwa chanaka kaya na molu ari na molu airera na mumpango mwari mu garden kai ne shaire kwali ukutali so na ile musaka akachero twashire kumana mumusebolo abantu badabwa china mwishimo kwa fumino kutali tepano mwimona kwa chikutali bantu bambo papa efu twakwere motoka na musenda again twakungana so yake nalisambile fingi pa trude nalioa kosa solo na mono omuntu nalola ndofa kwati nala musenda mwafu ndo wakwe bati nalipitamo.
That's true. Clotilde says that Beatrice is the best sister one can ever have. Absolutely. Angelina says good morning, and a lot of people are watching. Good morning, family here. Okay. Greetings from Matilda, who's no longer a Floridian. Sorry, Matilda, I'm giving away information here. Priska says good morning from Baltimore. And Brenda says thank you for sharing. Mental illness affects all the loved ones. Thank you for being there for your sister, praying for total healing. Out of this series that we have done and the conversations that we have had, we connected with Mutinta, thanks to Alan. That's what it's about. Mutinta, I want you to share about Awesome Minds Foundation. And then we're going to also circle back and talk about what's the story, Nicole's story. And we need to pay rent for 1 month for that house.
Absolutely. It came up. I've always wanted to do that. I think when we met, I said, God's, I feel like just presented the platform of Alan and bringing me to you, it would be a segue to what I've always wanted to do. But I had a larger scale of a foundation in my mind. But Nicole showed up in a way that I didn't expect. And that call was now. And that's where, Awesome Minds Foundation to give. I think we are doing a lot of talking. It's necessary. The information is needed. We educate, yes, but we can also continue to educate while we are acting, helping people that are in need. I can have a big, grand idea of what I want the foundation to be, but we have to start somewhere. So what we're trying to do with Awesome Mind Foundation is to find people who've had experiences similar to Trudy, and let them have somewhere where they have a roof, where they can eat. Most of those medications that she was taking, when she was grabbing food, they cause increased appetite. She can't help it. She has to eat something. So can you imagine being on that medication and there's nowhere to sleep, there's no food, there's no water to drink? They really change your metabolism. So giving them housing where they can have meals, they can resume on their medication, give them a skill, whatever they used to do, kind of retrain them and help them transition in the workforce in whatever capacity. I think one thing I wanted wherever we would be at the location, have a garden, have a chicken coop, something that they can try to raise. And that brings stabilization for someone with mental illnesses, taking care of a living being.
Let's go back to Nicole's story. I want us to go back to Nicole's story for those who joined in late so that they hear this. Who's Nicole? What happened?
So Nicole, I met Nicole through Trudy, and I just wanted to catch up with Trudy because Trudy's life is so rich. I have to touch base every now and then. I think about another pocket of her life, And I wanted to chit chat with her, and I had video, and there was Nicole. I'm like, well, tell me a little bit. And this story just, she was homeless. She was sleeping at the terminus, and Trudy moved the phone and showed me, oh, there is her Katundu right there.
At the bus terminus, right?
No, at Trudy's
place. Yeah.
She was visiting. I think she spent a night that day, and I could see the fan. I could see her mattress was folded in what looked like a Ziploc, like thin, like that. You know, and she looks frail. And we talked a little bit about the medications that she was supposed to be on that she couldn't take because no food and homeless and all of that. And Nicole just mentioned, like, actually, she looked at a house that she did like. I'm like, oh, you did? And told me the price. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong about this. It doesn't have to be this grand thing. Let me start accommodating these ladies or people that are needing the help. You know, if they can find, I don't have to define their environment. She chose where she wanted to be. It doesn't have to be right for me. She said, I love this house. It's a
okay. Let's show the viewers the house again. We showed it at the beginning, and then we shall. Let's work.
So this is the place we had to come and take a video. This is the place. That's the garden that side. That's Nicole standing there. And this is a house. It's actually a main house. There's a one room this side, and then 4 rooms. I don't know if it's 2 rooms on the other side. And this is Nicole. Open. So this is inside. It's a bit dark, but I'm sure you're able to see. So this is the first room from the entrance. This is the bigger room. It looks like a sitting room or something. So this is the bigger room. Then right here there's a corridor. It's dark here. You can't see. There's a room right here.
Okay, the reason we are showing that is to get everybody involved. The rent for that place is just $500. Okay, 500 kwacha rather. Sorry. If what the idea is for us to pay rent for 1 year, 1 year in advance. And if you want to participate, 500 kwacha is not a lot of money. That's a Zelle number, and that's the Cash App number. If you want to participate, ZBTRI is going to pay 2 months rent for that place. Okay, that's a contribution from the talk show. We're going to pay. I might probably do 4 or 5 months. I don't know. I'll let you know, Tinta. 500 kwacha is not a lot of money.
Very
so those of you watching, if you'd like to participate, that's the information right there. And
I will also say from my wife and I's foundation, Bantu Global Foundation, will also do, I'll say 2 months as well for now, but we probably may end up doing more. But
Priska also says, count me in to contribute.
Amen.
I think Clotilda says, if you are 501c3, my company will give you $500.
Yes.
There you go. So that's what we are talking about, being practical.
Okay.
Here's what I wanted to say to us. I hope I don't get emotional about this. When we started this show 16 years ago, our intention was to connect with the homeland and to participate and make a difference about things that were going on in Zambia, not just politically, because most of the time when you say connect with the homeland and participate, it always goes political. ZBTR, over the 16 years we've been here, we've participated in a lot of projects. Those of you who've been here for a long time, Dr. Musanje, there was a time, Mutinta, when a lady gave birth to, what's the terminology, to 9 children. We raised, Dr. Musanje can remind me here very quickly. This platform we raised, I can't remember what it was, 100 something kwacha or 1.2 million kwacha, I can't remember. And the money was presented to then Minister of what? Boinonge, the former Vice President. She was Minister of something I can't remember. Dr. Musanje can remind me that him and Roger spearheaded that project. This is what ZBTR is about. Okay, look, in as much as having 100,000, 1 million followers is good, that's not why we are here. We are here to make a difference in Nicole's life, in Beatrice's life, and in Trudy's life. That's why this show exists. Let me tell you that. Right now, right here. For me, when we do this, I have achieved the objective, the reason God impressed upon our heart to do this. We may participate politically, but this for me makes a difference. Like Mutinta said, guys, we've done 4 or 5 shows on this, on mental illness. Before Mutinta came, we did other shows on mental illness. I think this is it. Okay, so let me also share something with you here. I called a few friends. If you want to participate, those watching, these were the only few people I was able to manage to call. These are the companies, organizations, and individuals who have agreed to partner with Awesome Minds as we move forward at a larger scale. This is just the beginning. Our first step in this, those of you who are watching, that's Trudy. The story that Beatrice was telling is about this lady I just brought up on the screen you're seeing here. By the way, she's married now. Yeah, that's what God can do. Okay.
Amen.
God and meditation and good treatment and an amazing sister like Beatrice.
Yes.
Yes. You get, these are the results you get. So these are the organizations that have agreed to partner with Awesome Minds. Okay. Embracing Heart Homes. This company is run by Dr. Naomi Nyendwa, that's Nelly's mother. The Insaka Talk Show have agreed they are going to partner with Awesome Minds. ZBTR TV, of course. Carol Cares Foundation, that's by Carol Chanda. Most of you know Carol does a lot. Aliso Foundation, that's Febi Kahira, sends school supplies, and Winnie Musonda Foundation. If you want to participate in the Awesome Minds Foundation, which is going to be a safe house for people who have same stories as Trudy, and they will need a place for care for them to start over, get in touch with me. Most of you, you can find me on Facebook. Just inbox me, and we shall begin to move in that direction.
Amen.
Wa Trudy Mulishan. So everybody, this is Trudy, the one Beatrice has been explaining about. Whilst we are talking, I'm just buying some time to give you an opportunity to give your contribution to that number there. That's Zelle, and the Cash App is Global, Bantu Global. We just want to raise rent for 1 year for that house you saw Nico opening. That's all. That's our first step towards Awesome Minds Foundation.
Yes.
1 year rent towards giving Nicole a place to stay so that she doesn't go back to the terminus. Okay? She found a job, sent her some money to pay for 2-3 months rent, and get some clothes, get cleaned up, and thank you, Angelina. We appreciate that. Angelina, thank you. Count me in. She said,
thank you.
Hello, Trudy, Miss Beatrice is an amazing God sent. We thank God for you. Thank you, Angelina. Thank you. Everybody, if you want to contribute, that we just want to raise rent for 12 months, 500 kwacha a month. That's not much. Very quickly, by mathematician, that's 500 kwacha in dollars. 15 cents or $15 or what?
Somewhere around $20.
$20. All we're asking is for $20. So if you give $100, you're basically paid 5 months rent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Go ahead, Mutinta.
I just want to say thank you so much to Trudy. You have opened my eyes. I was looking for a window so I can peek into the mental health status back home, and you've been my eyes, and you've educated me. Your compassion, the kindness that you have to help the demographic and the people that you share similar experiences. You are amazing. But Trudy, before I even met you, I just heard from Trudy. I said that is my hero from the previous, and I hadn't even heard the entirety of your story. You are a sister's keeper, and that's what I'm trying to do. Trudy had you, Nicole has me, and the rest of us, and we can do more for our sisters. And by the way, to the audience, Beatrice has agreed to care in the house as we increase the number of people to come in. But Beatrice will be there to mentor and to care for the people. She knows, Chainama, you've heard that, if they need medication, safety, if they're still having psychosis, she knows that. So we are working to make sure that we build a safe community and, with people that care. So thank you so much to the two of you. I am really, really happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Trudy, please get in touch with me. We need to work out a day when we can take Beatrice, just get her pampered. Just one day, just get her pampered, get her nails did. Just
I think we need to do that.
Out, get some dinner for her, just to say thank you. And I'll facilitate that. She's such an awesome.
I think we need to do that.
We
do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Those of you who will be watching the recorded show, that's the amount you can contribute. If we can pay rent for 2 years, that's fine.
That's great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's about this. We like my sister Mutinta said. She said it in a very diplomatic, nice way, not the way I would say it. As people from Mufulira, we don't have diplomacy. As people from Mufulira, we have no diplomacy. But Mutinta said it very nicely. We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, did you hear that? She was so nice. We've learned.
She was very diplomatic.
I'm like, oh Lord, anoint me with Mutinta's niceness. Me, I wouldn't have said we've learned a lot. Me, I would have said Twaranda Sana, time to give. Okay. All right, that's good. Thank you everybody for watching, and we are actually I like the way this thing is ending, so to speak. I'm not saying we're not going to talk about this anymore, but we shall definitely take a break from this, and when we come back, we shall show you what furniture is going to be in that house you saw there. The people that are going to be living in that house. We're going to do an interview from that house. And we are going to be talking about, we don't know how many people are going to move there to stay with Nicole. 3, 4, 5 people. Put some furniture there and, do some stuff. And we shall keep you posted. All right. Absolutely. Next week, we'll be talking to people, Zambians running corporations within the diaspora who participated in the US Africa Business Summit, which was held last week, and that's what we are going to be talking about. All right, have a great weekend, everybody, and please let's continue to give towards. Let's pay 2 years rent. Let's pay 2 years rent. Amen. Have a great weekend.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.